How's it going, everybody? This is Shady of Shady Horror, back with another watch and review. Tonight it is Silent Night. He knows who's been naughty. Let's go ahead and take a look at the synopsis. In 1984, the slasher classic Silent Night, Deadly Night stunned audiences. It was banned across America and remains the most notorious Christmas movie in history. Now, Santa is back, and he's got a brand new bag of tricks. As their small Midwestern town prepares for its annual Christmas Eve parade, Sheriff Malcolm McDowell of Halloween and his deputy, Jamie King of My Bloody Valentine 3D and Heart of Dixie, discovered that a maniac in a Santa suit is murdering those he judges as naughty. Their sins, porn, adultery, greed, and he will make sure they rest in heavenly pieces. Also with Donna Logue, Ellen Wong, and so on and so forth, co-star in this brutal and darkly humorous tale of Christmas gone bad. Okay, this is Silent Night. It is rated R. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 34 minutes. It is put out by Anchor Bay Entertainment, and it has a release date of 2012. I've seen this either a couple or a few times by now. Finally, time to rewatch and review it for the channel. A reimagining, if you will, of Silent Night, Deadly Night, but Silent Night right here kind of does its own thing and goes in its own direction. I like this flick. Christmas setting is awesome, and yep, there's a killer Santa Claus on the loose. I was happy many years ago to find my copy here at a pawn shop for a couple bucks. This is a Christmas slasher that I enjoy. I have seen the first two Silent Night, Deadly Night movies and have not seen parts 3, 4, or 5. As I said, though, for this particular film, it pretty much does its own thing. A well-directed slasher with great Christmas vibes and an awesome Christmas setting, and the tone of this is solid. And the killer Santa costume and mask look pretty damn cool. I like the look of this killer Santa. Some great usage of Christmas music and a solid cast all around. Some comedic tones and some badass brutal kills are thrown in here. This is a solid Christmas slasher flick for me. Crazy that even this movie is now 12 years old, being it was released in 2012. This killer Santa Claus uses quite the variety of weapons. It's mean-spirited, it's vulgar, it's gory. To me, it's just a lot of fun. Some oddball characters, some creepy characters, and just kind of weird at times. This has a good rewatchability factor for me for those reasons. A straight up psycho ass Santa killer Santa Claus slasher. I think this may be one of the earlier Blu-rays I got also many years ago, and when I started getting Blu-rays, it may have been around Christmas time even. Uh, a lot of recognizable actors and a lot of cool kills as it gets rolling. Some nods and some redone type scenes that reference the original film, but like I was saying earlier, this one kind of does its own thing and goes its own way. The location is good, and people are getting picked off one by one throughout the whole town. It's got lots of blood. The gore is there. The kills are pretty well placed and paced apart, and the kills are all different. It's cool. Has some hot chicks in it. It's vulgar. It's vicious. What else more do you want from a slasher flick? I'm not sure why, but since the first time I seen this one, I just liked it quite a bit. It gets brutal, and I think it delivers with the various slayings, Christmas lights, a cattle prod, an axe, a lot of other items and weapons, and a frickin' wood chipper and a frickin' flamethrower. It's cheesy, it's sleazy, and it's violent. Not no crazy complex storyline, just a big psychotic Santa Claus that goes town to town on Christmas killing people. A little backstory is given, but it's a slasher with all the slasher tropes, and it's Christmas and it's a fun time. Although there may be a bit of a twist, I can't give away everything, but lots of small town vibes and lots of Santa Claus suspects. If you've seen the original, I feel like you can enjoy this. Or if you haven't seen the original, I just feel like this stands on its own too. As I said, it kind of does its own thing. I'm not too like connected to the original because I seen it many, many years later. Come to think of it, I might have even seen this one first. I'm not really sure. A solid Christmas atmosphere is set and carries out all throughout the entirety of this film. This maniac Santa Claus isn't fucking around. He's out there tearing shit up, and there's a pretty big body count number for this movie. Lots of kills, lots of weapons, lots of fun. A good blend of references and scenes from the original to just, blend in with what this one decides to do by itself. The whole town is decked out for Christmas, from the decorations to the lights to a full blown Christmas parade. There's some standout gore and kills here, some really cool practical effects. There was an action movie with this same title, Silent Night, as well, which I did happen to catch in theaters and like too, and that was like last year. And there's Silent Night, Bloody Night, which is a very underrated early 70s slasher that actually does a lot of things first and doesn't get the credit it deserves. And of course, all the films in the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise, including this remake slash reimagining. And there's Violent Night from a couple years ago, which is kind of a blend of both, part action, part horror. I do thoroughly enjoy this flick though, and it does take a little bit of a turn and twist by the end, maybe, possibly. A solid slasher, Christmas atmosphere like crazy, and amped up kills, and a lot of them too. The lighting and direction is solid, especially by the ending. It still looks pretty damn cool. I've had a blast with this one every time I've viewed it, and I could watch it again next Christmas season. It's some brutal fun. Okay, everybody, this has been Shady of Shady Horror, and this is Silent Night.